center field leading off. Edgar Renneria, the shortstop, bats second. Mark Kotze in right field hitting third. Todd Zeile, third baseman, bats fourth. Flip Floyd at left field hitting fifth. Derek Lee, the first baseman, bats sixth. Craig Counsell at second base hitting seventh. Mike Redmond will catch and bat eighth, and batting ninth and pitching rookie Jesus Sanchez. Phillies defensively line up with Scott Rolen at third. Alex Arias playing short today. Mark Lewis at second. Rico Brogna at first. Bobby Estelea catching. Craig Jeffries in left. Doug Glanville in center. Kevin Sefcik in right. Mark Portugal on the mound.
At 6-2, Portugal's making his 15th start. He's got an earned run average of .434, and he has been throwing the ball extremely well. Last start, he won his fourth straight. 3-2 through his second complete game of the season. He hasn't faced the Marlins since '95, but in his career, he's 3-2 against them in 7 games with a 3.86 earned run average, and there you see opponents batting against him.
1 ball and no strikes to Todd Dunwoody. Dunwoody hitting at .249. There's the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Winters calling the balls and strikes today. Brian Gibbons at first base, Larry Poncino at second, and Gary Darling at third. Changeup. Got him way out in front of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Portugal just had great command. His last 3 starts, he's just pitched outstanding. An earned run average of 0.82. All those are on the road, of course, but he is really in a groove, pitching well.
To chase a high fastball, struck him out. Well, Mike Lieberthal had his MRI today, and he has a stress reaction to the pelvic area. Lieberthal will be placed on the 15-day disabled list, retroactive to July 24th. John Zuber has been called back up from Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Bobby Estelea thus will see a lot of duty in the next couple of weeks behind the plate. 1 strike to Edgar Renneria.
There's Zuber. I don't think he ever went anywhere.
No, but he wasn't able to be in uniform during the games. Back through the middle, a base hit to center field for Edgar Renneria. So Renneria will have to be watched. He's a base stealer, 31 stolen bases, tied for third in the league in steals. He does lead the league in being thrown out. He's been thrown out 17 times.
Like he got a high slider up here off the end of the bat. Right off the end of the bat. Just dorks it in the center.
Dorks?
Well,
dinks.
Dinks, dork, bloops, drops, doinks.
Here's Mark Kotze. Kotze hitting at .274, 1 ball and no strikes. Morton Passman of Wynwood, Pennsylvania, celebrating his 83rd birthday right here at the ballpark, celebrating with family and friends. Morton, a long-time Phillies fan. Popped him up into shallow right center field. Sefcik and Glanville. Glanville runs out from under his hat and makes the catch. A little breeze here today. Very pleasant day here at Veterans Stadium. Very pleasant, 81 degrees. Todd Zeile will be the batter. He's hitting at .275. Zeile hitting .292 in a Florida uniform since being traded from Los Angeles. Birthday wishes today to Elizabeth Scarano and Elizabeth Pierce. Elizabeth Scarano celebrating number 67. Elizabeth Pierce, her mom, celebrating number 98. The mom and grandmom of our good buddy Raymond, who works here in the press box, in the executive dining press box. 1 strike to count to Todd Zeile. A lifetime of .333 hitter against Mark Portugal. Runner goes. Estalella throws right on the money, but Lewis could not hang on to the ball. It'll be a stolen base for Edgar Renteria. Good throw by Estalella, but was thrown into the runner. He got a pretty good jump.
He did get a pretty good jump, and Bobby came up, got rid of it pretty quick. Just takes that step, throws it right on the money, but see that Renteria just got there before Lewis could really get good control of the ball, knocks it loose.
The Renteria with his 32nd stolen base of the year. 2 balls and a strike to Todd Zeile. Portugal's 15 walks in 93 in the 3rd innings. 1.4 walks per 9 would be 4th best in the league. Runner going to 3rd. Zeile hits it deep to left field, and this ball is out of here into the Florida bullpen. 2-run home run, Todd Zeile. Number 12 for Zeile, and the Marlins jump to a 2-0 lead here in the 1st.
He got out in front of a changeup there. Ball is carrying a little bit more today than it has other days. Last couple days anyway.
Portugal's been hurt by the long ball. He's given up 19 home runs now. Here's Cliff Floyd hitting at 281. Floyd got the game-winning hit in yesterday's game, a pinch double. One strike to Floyd. Floyd does not hit Portugal particularly well. 1 for 10 lifetime off porch. Came over from the Montreal Expos along for Dustin Hermanson. And Joe Orsulak is throwing you feeds Portugal. That'll retire the side, but not before the Marlins put 2 on the board on 2 hits. They blow a homer by Zeile. No errors and none left. After 1/2, Florida 2. Phil's coming to bat. For the first, Phil's batting bottom half of the first. Terry Francona's starting lineup. Doug Glanville in center field leads off. Kevin Sufsick, right fielder, bats second. Scott Rolen at 3rd base hitting 3rd. Rico Brogna, first baseman, bats 4th. Greg Jeffries in left field hitting 5th. Bobby Estalella, the catcher, hits 6th. Mark Lewis at 2nd base batting 7th. Alex Arias at shortstop hits 8th. Mark Portugal, the pitcher, batting 9th. Defensively, Florida lines up with Todd Zeile at 3rd, Edgar Renteria at shortstop, Craig Counsell at 2nd, Derek Lee at 1st, Mike Redmond catching, Cliff Floyd in left, Todd Dunwoody in center, Mark Kotsay, and right on the mound is the diminutive Jesus Sanchez.
Sanchez, a 23-year-old rookie left-hander, is making his 18th major league start. His first start against the Phillies. His 2nd appearance overall. He took the loss in relief back in April. In his first and only appearance against him, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple hits and a run, a couple walks, 1 strikeout. He's only won 1 in his last 11 starts. Opponents are hitting 280 off him. You see there, lefties 259 and righties 283.
Sanchez lost to the Phils on Phillies home opener, April 7th. He's a little guy, 5'10", 153, but he'll get his fastball up there about 93, 94. Doug Glanville, the first one to face him. Takes a strike. Glanville hitting at 311. They got him from the New York Mets in the Al Leiter deal. Foul back and out of play. 0-2.
Glanville up there near the top against left-handers. Jason Kendall, Pittsburgh leading the pack.
Got him chasing a changeup, and he strikes out Doug Glanville. 1 down.
Well, yeah, as you said, he's got a good fastball, and here he comes up and just
Fastball.
I think it was a fastball down and away from him. He hides the ball a little bit, sometimes tough to pick up off of Sanchez.
1 strike to Kevin Sufsick, who's batting 275. 75% of the starts by the Florida Marlins pitching staff have been by rookie pitchers. Foul down the right field side. No balls and 2 strikes. 93rd birthday wishes today to Bill Stratton, who worked for the Phillies for some 50 years. New Hampshire returns the day to Bill, who's enjoying retirement and doing a lot of fishing. Best to you, Bill.
Well, Rich Doobie, the pitching coach, he's got his work cut out for him because he said a lot of rookies, and it's kind of on-the-job training at the major league level for him.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Kevin Supsik. Into center field, Dunwoody coming hard. Did he make the play? Yes, he did. Nice play by Dunwoody. Got kind of a late start, but then recovered and made a good play. 2 down.
Well, he did. He kind of looked like he hesitated there and then came in. He got to that just due to good speed. He runs well and catches it right on top of the turf.
We'll bring up Scott Rolen, who's hitting at .294. Rolen batting .335 here at Veterans Stadium. Sanchez has come out throwing strikes. He has quite a few walks, 54 walks in 106 innings, but so far he's been right around the plate. 0-2 the count to Scott Rolen. Marge Fritz of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, will be celebrating her 79th birthday tomorrow, which is from husband Clayton and from us. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rolen.
Send our best along to Dr. Stephen Moko, who's recovering from hip surgery at Underwood Hospital in Woodbury, New Jersey. Doctor's son, Steve Jr., is a member of the illustrious ground crew here. Steve, Ed, Rob, and Dingles. All the guys on the crew want to wish him the best, a speedy recovery.
1-2 it holds to Scott Rolen. Two outs, no base runners. We're in the first. Florida leads at 2-0. And it's foul back and out of play. Still 1-2 to Rolen. Birthday wishes to Edward Hearn of Narberth, Pennsylvania. Recently celebrated his 86th. Wishes from wife Monica and from us. Pops a foul, coming back and out of play.
There he is.
Video Dan Stevenson.
Spuds.
Hard at work once again. Got him with an off-speed pitch, struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Sanchez. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. And at the end of 1 inning of play, it's Florida 2 and the Phillies nothing. Jesus Sanchez, the pitcher, will lead it off. He's hitting at 100. Takes one a little bit low for a ball, 1-0. Birthday wishes to Jim Moorhead in Blackwood, New Jersey. Celebrating his 50th. Wishes from the Moorheads and the Marchesanos and from us. And wishes to longtime security guard Tony Valerio, celebrating the big 7-0. Wishes from wife Teresa and family. Tony just became a granddad for the 6th time. One and two the count to Jesus Sanchez. Hit him way out in front of a changeup, struck him out. Second strikeout for Mark Portugal. L.A. Any shallow thought for the day?
Ooh, struggling. Are summer days longer because heat causes things to expand?
There you have it. LA's shallow thought for the day.
It's been a tough weekend.
One strike to Todd Dunwoody. He struck out his first time up. Two strikes to Dunwoody. Eddie Benson of South Philadelphia is celebrating an 82nd birthday on this July 26th. Marlins lead 2-0 on a two-run homer by Todd Zeile. Looped into shallow left. That's going to be trouble. Drops in. Jeffries chases it down. Dunwoody's going to get two on it. A looping double to the opposite field off the bat of Dunwoody. And it'll bring on Edgar Renteria.
They're trying to keep him out front. He has trouble more with the off-speed stuff, missing the changeup. He throws a pretty good curveball here, gets it off the end of the bat, and dorks it into left.
In the dirt, blocked by Estalella. 1 ball and no strikes to Edgar Renteria. Renteria, the 22-year-old Colombian. And it'll bring on Edgar Renteria.
They're trying to keep him out front. He has trouble more with the off-speed stuff, missing the changeup. He throws a pretty good curveball here, gets it off the end of the bat, and dorks it into left.
Over on Wednesday, each on Thursday.
In the dirt, blocked by Estalella. 1 ball and no strikes to Edgar Renteria. Renteria, the 22-year-old Colombian. The game-winning RBI in the 7th game of the World Series. He had a good series against Cleveland, hit .290. It's a foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anniversary wishes to Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Shotgun Davis of Bristol, Pennsylvania. They're celebrating their 58th wedding anniversary today. Well hit to deep left center field, and that ball is off the top of the fence. Dunwoody will score. Renteria waltzes into second with a stand-up double. So Renteria knocks in the Marlins' 3rd run of the afternoon. Florida now leading at 3-0.
Gets this ball up a little bit. It's a changeup, and just kind of came right into his power zone, and that ball just off at the top of the wall, close to going out.
Florida, unlike the Brewers, the Mets, and the Expos, almost, some of their hitters almost look like they're looking for the changeup, L.A.
Yeah, they do. It's like they're sitting back, and that's where Porch has to see that and use that changeup. I mean, the fastball.
It'll be a bunt base hit for Mark Kotsay.
It was a do-or-die by Rolen. He comes in hard, and it's a perfectly placed bunt. It gets it by Porch, and that's all Rolen's only chance. I don't think he would have had him anyway.
No, he wouldn't. Kotsay runs well. Even had Rolen been able to barehand that ball, he wouldn't have been able to get him. So the Marlin runners are at 1st and 3rd with 1 out for Todd Zeile, who hit a 2-run home run his first time up. One strike to Zeile. Birthday wishes to Carmela Westfield of Lansdowne, Pennsylvania. Wishes coming from her father-in-law, the banjo man, Charlie Rowan, and from us. Up high for a ball, 1 strike to Todd Zeile. That one over, 1-2 the count to Zeile. Portugal will try to get a strikeout here with the runners at first and third. That's a foul, backing out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Send get well wishes to Buddy Leo, trooping from major surgery at Jefferson Hospital. Wishes coming from Andy Mitchell, his brother-in-law, first camera operator here at the ballpark, and from us. Two and 2 to Todd Zeile. Runners at first and third, 1 out, a run across. Back through the middle, base hit. Renteria will score. Holding at second base is Kotze. And the Marlins now lead at 4-0 here in the third inning. So Portugal, who had such a great road trip, all of a sudden getting hit here at Veterans Stadium.
After that leadoff strikeout to Sanchez, double, single. He tries to get this fastball in, which he needs to use that fastball if these guys are sitting back on changeups, but that ball he just didn't get in where he wanted it.
And Galen Cisco will come out and pay a visit to the mound. 4-0 Florida here in the third inning. Birthday wishes to Sue Tinsman of Lumberville, Pennsylvania. Sue celebrating her 76. Wishes coming from daughter Patsy and from us.
Mike Welch begins to throw in the Phillies bullpen.
Cliff Floyd grounded out his first time up. One strike to Floyd, an original first-round draft pick of the Montreal Expos. 91 draft, 14th player selected. Came over here from Montreal for Dustin Hermanson and Joe Orsulak.
45 pitches already for Porch. Only 1 out here in the third inning. Like to get a double play ball right here. This inning closed out.
He pops a foul out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Cliff Floyd. Floyd got the game-winning hit yesterday, a pinch hit double. Bouncing ball. Oh, and right through Mark Lewis for an error. Coming on to score is Kotze. Throw to third, safe there. Moving up on the throw is Floyd. So it is now all of a sudden a 5-0 ball game on the error on Lewis. Zeile goes all the way around to third and Floyd to second on the throw.
I think there's a high chopper. Mark Lewis kind of got in between coming in and going back and ended up right in the middle of it, and that's the toughest spot to be. It's a high chopper. If he can come in, how it comes up high there, especially on a day game, the hot turf, the ball is going to be a little more, have more spring, more bounce to it.
Brings up Derek Lee. He singled his first time up. Looks at a strike. Well, the Marlins have jumped to a 5-0 lead here in the third inning. There's another hit for Derek Lee. Zeal scores. Here comes Floyd. He's going to score as well. The throw is cut off. Throw to second, and out there is Derek Lee. But 2 more runs are in on the 2-run single by Derek Lee.
That is a single.
And Florida now leads it by a score of 7-0.
He's now 7-5-4.
Well, he gets another pitch up and just hits it in the hole. Jeffries comes in, can't really get a hold of it there. Makes the throw, and Rolen does a good job. He knows he's got no chance at the plate, cuts it off, and gets Lee trying to go to second, which is not a bad move on Lee's part. And you see that throw going to the plate. Over, you give up an out, you take an out for making sure that guy gets to the plate and gets that run scored.
One strike to Craig Counsell, who takes it high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Welch stays up in the Phillies bullpen. On the inside corner, 1-2 the count to Craig Counsell. Field. Sefcik backtracks a couple of steps. He's there, makes the catch. That will retire the side. The Florida sends 8 men to the plate, scoring 5 runs. 5 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third, 7-0 Marlins. Towels given away to all youngsters 14 and under. They're putting them on display here at Veterans Stadium. Very attractive beach towels. Compliments of Pico Energy. Mark Portugal is finished for the afternoon after pitching just 3 innings, charged with 7 runs. 6 of them earned on 8 hits, and so Ruben Amaro is moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Portugal. Alex Arias takes a strike. Arias hitting at .263. Against his ex-team, the Florida Marlins, he's 6 for 10. It's set on 1 hop to Renneria. Ooh. Wow, I'm not so sure he was out.
I don't know.
Renneria took too much time. Arias really hustled a bang play. But
he didn't hit it real hard. Kind of a one hopper. It had a little backspin on it, but Renneria did take a lot of time, and
yeah, just barely got him. Here it is. Wow, very close. Ruben Amaro to bat for Mark Portugal. Ruben, the switch hitter, will bat right against Jesus Sanchez. Amaro hitting .185. As a pinch hitter, Ruben is 8 for 31.
Here is the pitching line on Philadelphia's Mark Portugal. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 7 runs.
Mike Welch will be the Phillies' new pitcher in the 4th inning. 2 balls and no strikes to Ruben Amaro. Birthday wishes to Josephine Rose of Philadelphia, longtime Phillies fan, celebrating her 87th. 2-1 to Ruben Amaro. Missing low. It's 3 balls and a strike. Beats the ball fouled on the third base side. A full count to Ruben Amaro. Let's send along our best wishes for a speedy recovery to Howard Chatton in the Crozier Chester Medical Center. Get well wishes from his friends at Zenith and from us. Ruben works the walk. He is the one-out base runner. Next Sunday, when the Phillies take on San Francisco, we have a great giveaway item for youngsters 14 and under. Cap with the Phillies logo on the front, limited edition collectible cap, compliments of ShopRite. The Phils and the Giants next Sunday. Order your tickets by calling 215-463-1000. When you call that number, ask about the phone center special. Glanville waves through a changeup. 1 strike to Doug Glanville, who struck out his first time up. That's the curveball foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Glanville. Sanchez, just 23 years of age. Ground ball in the hole, base hit left field. Amaro will hold on at second base. Glanville's 136th hit. He is second in the National League in hits behind Dante Bichette of Colorado.
Looks like they tried to come in, or he missed in. That's where Glanville likes the ball, and he just chops this right between Renteria and Zeal. Continues to hit.
Kevin Sefcik flied out to center field his first time up. 2 men on base, 1 out. Phillies have a lot of catching up to do, down 7-0 here in the 3rd inning. Got the changeup over for a strike to Kevin Sefcik.
That's one thing, you can't count this team out, especially this early in the game, the way they come back. Yeah, there's one thing, is these guys offensively, they really don't care what the score is. They're just going to go up there and do what they can. Try and keep things going and get runs down one at a time.
Well, you can't let that happen, though. You're down 7-0.
Nope.
You cannot let that happen. Ruben Amaro is thrown out at third base. The ball got through Redmond, but Amaro did not start soon enough. Unless you're absolutely sure you're going to get there, you cannot try to move up. 2 down.
Once this ball goes down in the dirt, if he goes right there, once he sees it behind him, he's got all kinds of time to get there. But once you hesitate, as you said, Harry, you cannot get thrown out there in that situation, especially down 7 runs.
1-2 the count to Kevin Sefcik. Dorothy Slose of Paulsboro is 83 years of age today. Runner at second base with 2 outs. Bounced up the middle, fielded by Renteria, and he throws wide. Safe at first is Sefcik. Going to third base is Glanville. So, well, actually, they would have had a play at second base. So the runners had held.
Well, possibly, but a ball like that, both infielders are possibly both going after the ball. There might not have been somebody at second. I mean, you never really know. It's hard to look back, but it doesn't take away the fact that there should only be 1 out.
Going to score that an error on Edgar Renteria, so it puts runners at first and third with 2 outs for Scott Rolen, who struck out his first time up. 1 ball and no strikes to Rolen.
To the fact that Arias just got thrown out on a backhand by Renteria for the first out in the inning. Possibly could have made Renteria try and hurry this the way these guys get down the line.
Fastball for a called strike, 1-1. Sanchez walks off the mound area. Curveball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Scott Rolen. Strike, 2-2 the count to Scott Rolen. Doug Glanville at third. Kevin Sufsick at first with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. This low with a changeup. It's full count now to Scott Rolen. Glanville at third, Sufsick at first, 2 outs. Got 3 of them back. 3-run home run, Scott Rolen. Rolen jumped on a 3-2 fastball, his 20th home run of the year, and it's now a 7-3 ball game.
That's one of the mistakes. One of the things that happens when you have a rookie pitcher being afraid to walk somebody. Bases loaded. You got Bronya on deck.
Yeah.
And he just came in there. It's something that I really was surprised. He threw a 2-2 changeup in the dirt that Rolen took. Now to come back with the fastball, especially there middle in, you want to, if he's trying to throw a strike, I mean, maybe he's not trying to throw it inside corner for a strike, but you know, you don't want to make a mistake there, especially when you got the left-hander on deck.
So it's a 7-3 ball game as the Phillies try to mount a comeback, and Rico Bronya, the batter, he struck out his first time up, takes it low and away for a ball. Charles and Catherine Toscano of Warminster, Pennsylvania. 54th wedding anniversary wishes today. Sanchez didn't make the play, but Renteria has it and just gets Bronya, and that will retire the side. Phil's got 3 of them back. They'll all be unearned as a result of the Renteria error. 3 runs, 2 hits, big blow a homer by Rolen, 1 error, and nobody left. Chris Wheeler joins Larry Anderson in the 4th after 3 at 7-3.
Birthday wishes today to Mickey Lauro from Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey. He's 73. Big Phillies fan. We hope Mickey's enjoying the ball game and his birthday, as we say in the Philadelphia area, down ashore in Cape May.
It's Dinah Shore.
Down ashore.
Oh,
down ashore. Yeah.
It's Dinah's sister.
Dinah Shore's sister, right. It's not down the shore. It's down ashore. Phillies trying to chip away here in this ball game. Got 3 unearned runs on the 3-run bomb by Scott Rolen last inning. Greg Jeffries will lead it off. Struck out his first time up. Jeffries, Estalella, and Lewis. If you missed the news, Mike Lieberthal on the disabled list, so Bobby Estalella is going to get a chance to play for a while. John Zuber remaining here in Philadelphia, back on the active list. There's Bobby, who's tripled today, while Lieberthal rests that groin injury he has. There's a base hit to center field. Jeffries will make a big turn at first and hang on as Dunwoody gets it back in. Standing by with Del Hunter right now is our Mike Dardis. Mike.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Of course, he's the director of player development. And with Lieberthal injured, we get to see a little development in Bobby Estalella, who's done real well since being called up.
Well, Bobby's cut down his strikeouts, really increased his walks, and hitting a lot of balls to right center. We already know he has a great arm, great power. but now he's becoming a hitter. He's staying inside the ball and using the whole field to hit.
And the knock on him, I guess a lot of scouts were saying that he had trouble hitting the breaking stuff. That's not the case anymore.
Not anymore, because he's starting to wait on the ball, and when you don't try to pull everything, the breaking ball shows up, and you can address that then.
Of course, it may be decision time in the offseason. You got two great catchers or I wouldn't say great, but definitely good catchers in Estalella and Lieberthal. So you got some decisions to make. You can get something back for him.
We certainly do, Mike, but we want that in every position, you know, and that's when, you know, your system is strong enough.
Del, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Director of Player Development, Del Unser. And now we go back upstairs to the guys.
Thanks, Mike. And Del Unser and the Phillies obviously are very happy to have two real fine catchers, as they were just talking about, and Mike Lieberthal and Bobby Estalella. And he is patient here, 3-0. Just stay after this guy. I mean, it's not like Sanchez has great numbers. He has one win in his last 11 starts, and he is a guy that you can handle. He had a 7-run lead. It's now 7-3, and there's Jim Leland looking on as he's trying to develop a lot of these young players on the Marlins, and there's nobody better to have around to do that. Jerry Spradlin up in the bullpen. If Welch's spot comes up, the Phillies, of course, will have to hit for him. This is what they didn't want to have to do today because the bullpen is dead.
Yeah, talking to Leiter and Gomes before the game, and Leiter was like, that bullpen looks real rested.
Ooh. Well, they need that day off tomorrow, and they could have used some more time today, but it's not to be. Runners at first and second with nobody out. There's Brian Edmondson, a right-hander, and Doobie, the pitching coach, will stroll on out to the mound to have a talk with his young left-hander.
Oh, it's not what they wanted today, and obviously it's not what Mark Portugal wanted, but he's been pitching so well, and you're gonna have games like this.
Rick Doobie, the pitching coach. Last year, the pitching coach for this club is a major league manager right now. Larry Rothschild, now the manager of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Jim Leland sent a few guys off to his staff, managing roles. Gene Lamont for a while at Chicago, the White Sox.
Well, I think not that the guys don't already have baseball knowledge that are with them, but I think with Jim Leland's experience, I mean, I said earlier, everybody learns from him. You can learn so much from him. He's a great baseball man. Good baseball head. And I think the teams, when you go for an interview, they take that into account. You know, who is your manager? You see the pitch count for Jesus Sanchez, 59 pitches, which is getting up there a little bit.
Mark Lewis, the batter, hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Change up and a swing and a miss, 0-1. Got a pretty good changeup. He's throwing fastball, breaking ball, and changeup. Not a big guy at all. 5'10", listed at 153. 23 years out of age, out of Nizao in the Dominican Republic.
Out of where?
Nizao.
Haven't heard of that one.
Me either. N-I-Z-A-O. Another changeup misses. 1-1. Came over from the New York Mets in the Al Leiter deal. They made that deal right before spring training started in February of this season. And Leiter's had a great season for the Mets. Another changeup. Fouls it away, so they stay with changeups on Lewis so far, and it's 1-2.
Look at that average at 261. And you go back a month ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, where he was at 200, maybe below, and that's with a lot of at bats. He was still playing every day. To be up to 261 at this point means he has been swinging a bat very well.
He's had a good series here with the bat. They don't win those games on Friday night without Mark Lewis, that's for sure. Little dribbler foul third base side. Phillies have Greg Jeffries at second, Bobby Estalella on at first base. Nobody out. 7-3 Florida. We are in the fourth. This series will wrap up. A much anticipated day off tomorrow, as the Phillies have had a long stretch of games, and they go back out against the Dodgers for the first and only time at the Bet on Tuesday night.
You playing golf tomorrow?
The Rex Hudler outing. Are you there?
Yeah.
Good. We'll be out at Waynesboro. That might have been a fastball. He'd thrown him all changeup, a breaking ball, slider, and
hard
he got
slider,
it. Hard slider, and struck him out. He'd thrown changeups up to this point.
It's a good pitch. I think he fouled off a fastball down there the pitch before. And then you throw a slider down. It looks like it's going to be in the same spot. It looks like a fastball. It is hard. 86 mile an hour is a pretty hard slider. And it's tough to lay off it. And that's, I mean, for a pitcher, it's a great spot to throw that pitch.
So he's throwing fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup today. Arias the batter, and Alex jumps at an off-speed pitch and fouls it off, a changeup, and it's 0-1. He grounded to short his first time up.
I think that might be something that Rich Doobie went out there and said, hey, you know, don't forget about your other pitches. He was going fastball, fastball, fastball. Now you got 3 other pitches. Now we see him here with Lewis and Alex both starting him off with changeup.
There's Welch on deck. I guess it depends on what Arias does. Outside. Happy 72nd today to Joe McKenzie from Darby, Pennsylvania, and also to Ben Walker, a birthday from daughter Megan and all of us here at the Phillies. Jeffries, the base runner at second. Estalella at first, 1 away. The ball and a strike to Alex Arias. High chopper, Renteria can't make the play, and Jeffries will be held at third. Boy, to Renteria's credit, after he kicked that ball, he went after it, Andy, and he made Vukovich stop Jeffries at third. And
the only reason he did is because he went after it hard, and I don't think Greg Jeffries would have been able to score even. I mean, you can't anticipate he's going to bobble it again, but if you know, you assume he's going to catch it after he knocks it down. He goes after it hard. That's a tough play. It looked like he just had his glove in the wrong spot, but you see him go hard after it. Jeffries is going hard. There's a force play. You got to go on that ball. But Buki has to hold him up there, and rightly so.
And Desi Relaford will come out and bat. That scored a base hit for Alex Arias, his first hit of the game. And Desi will come out as a pinch hitter. Desi Relaford, who's been in a horrible slump, comes out here and tries to do some damage. And Mike Welch did his job, but just for an inning, as they're going to have to hit for him. And they'd like to have gotten a lot more out of him, but you have to go for the runs at this point. Relaford, a switch hitter, takes a changeup away. Desi has not pinch hit so far this year. He's batting .261 overall, .257 right-handed, .262 from the left side. He's hit 4 homers, all left-handed. Bases loaded, 1 away. And a good look at that one, low and outside on a sinker. 2 balls and no strikes on Relaford.
I think Desi will tell you too, from the left side he feels like he has more pop. From the right side I think he feels he has better bat control, hits for a better average from the right side.
Here you see what he's done with the bases loaded in his career, 9 at bats. 2-0. Ground ball. Zeal can't get it. 1 run scores. Estalella scores. On his way to third is Arias. The throw is late. A double for Relaford. And all of a sudden it's a 7-5 game. And the Phillies still in business with runners at second and third. And only 1 out.
Well, Alex looked like hesitated around second. It was fortunate Cliff Floyd took a couple of steps before he threw the ball. He gets this ball just down the line. Zeal makes a nice effort, can't come up, then it hits the cutout. Now as Floyd picks this ball up, he kind of hesitates, takes a little extra step. Alex had hesitated going around second and then went on out. Leland comes out. That's going to be it for Jesus Sanchez.
So Sanchez will depart as Edmondson, the right-hander, will be coming into the ball game. The Phillies are back to 7-5 with a tying run at second base and only 1 out. They trailed this game 7-0. We got ourselves a ball game. Stick around. We'll be right back.
They're chipping away again.
Desi Relaford with his 3rd career pinch hit. A big base is loaded. 2-run double down the left field line, knocking in 2. And the new pitcher is the right-hander Brian Edmondson, who started the year with the Atlanta Braves, coming over here after he was released by Atlanta. He's been in a total of 30 games. Was in the New York Mets organization last year, pitching at Norfolk and Binghamton, a couple of places Andy mentioned that Jesus Sanchez pitched. So Doug Glanville, the batter, as the right-hander misses high. The Marlins will play their infield back, concede a run from Arias at third on a ground out, as they still have a 2-0 lead, but they had a 7-0 lead. It's now 7-5. There are your base runners. Pitch to Doug, a breaking ball, and it's a little high. 2-0. Glanville has struck out, singled, and scored a run. Edmondson now 25 years of age, and you see what he's done with inherited runners. Out of Fontana, California, now makes his home in Riverside, California. Low 3-0. Sefcik, the on-deck batter. They claimed him off waivers from the Braves on June the 4th. And he was in one of the games here the other night. Of course, almost everybody who's around here
Came in that Friday in the first game with 1-run lead, 2 outs, got a ground ball. It should have ended it. And Dave Berg, the shortstop, threw it away. And Phillies ended up tying it. Or was it game 2? Game 2, yeah.
They all kind of run together, Andy.
Yeah, boy. That, ooh.
3 balls and 1 strike. Low ball 4. They're loaded again. Second time in the inning the Phillies have them loaded, this time for Sefcik, who was flied out and lived on an error by Renteria. And that was huge because Scott Rolen then followed with a 3-run homer and got everybody back into this one. The team, the crowd.
There's nothing like getting the crowd back into it.
Right. The crowd was dead after it was 7-0, which is understandable, but now everybody's back into it.
What it does, you know, it gets the players back into it.
Right.
Not to say that you give up and quit, especially as club they don't, but it really it gets you going even more. Hit him.
He got hit again. Kevin Sefcik's been hit by a pitch. That'll be an RBI. It's 7-6, and Roland's going to get a chance to bat with the bases loaded.
Well, it doesn't. When you get hit like that, it doesn't bother you. Just gets the uniform and gladly take that RBI and get on base.
Seth's been hit by pitches quite a few times this year. It was, first of all, was as a pinch hitter. Now that's the.
He just got his jersey. There you see it. That's why you wear a big jersey.
6 times he's been hit by pitches now. I think the prior 5 were as a pinch hitter.
Yeah. I think you're right.
All of a sudden it's 7-6. They're loaded for Rolen. And the crowd is into this. Here's what he did his last time up.
3-2 fastball, and he knew it. I mean, there's no sense in looking. That ball was way out of here.
Scotty got a single off Edmondson in the game the other night, and this is a breaking ball way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 7-8-1 Florida. 6-6-1 Phillies. We're in the 4th. Phillies got 3 in the 3rd. Now they have 3 here in the 4th with the chance for more. Rolling a hard ground ball. Nice play to Renteria. 1 back to first. A spectacular double play started by Craig Counsell on a ball that looked like a base hit back through the middle. Wow. What a play by Florida. Seven to 6 ball game right now in favor of Florida. Mike Dardis with Jeff Morad.
Of course, he is the agent for Pat Burrell, who signed and was introduced earlier today on the game broadcast. I guess from an agent's point of view, was it laid out any better for you? Not only did the Phillies draft J.D. Drew and didn't get him signed the year before, but J.D. Drew, had signed for big money. That kind of set the bar for you, I would assume.
Well, the truth is, you know, Pat Burrell and I decided to approach these negotiations quickly to try and put a deal in place as soon as we could. And as a result, we came to the Phillies right after the draft and really described the type of deal we were looking for, which is close to what the final product was, so that we weren't really waiting for J.D., waiting for any other player. Rather, we felt that the market is fairly well defined, and we just were trying to plug the right deal in for Pat.
And do you feel it's your job as an agent to go beyond just the numbers? You have experience with a number of ball players. Here's a young guy who's not used to this stuff, almost like a second father to tell him what to expect in the big league?
Well, absolutely. You know, a negotiation process can be, you know, very challenging for a 21-year-old player. And, you know, it's important to explain the, you know, the principles of business as well as the pressures of business along the way. Pat was as mature as you'd want anybody to be, and ultimately had confidence that not only the deal would get done, but that the Phillies would step up ultimately and put a deal in place.
Thanks for your time and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Pat Burrell's agent, that is Jeff Morad. Let's go back upstairs, guys.
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. This is John Zuber, who has been on a little bit of a roller coaster this weekend, not knowing whether he was going to be sent back or not. Finally knows he's here because of Mike Lieberthal officially going on the disabled list today. No balls and 1 strike as he bats for Spradlin, and he did his job today. Mike Welch 1 scoreless inning. Jerry Spradlin 2 scoreless innings.
I tell you what, with the negotiations nowadays with #1 draft picks, really you got to commend the Phillies and Jeff Moorhead and Pat Burrell for getting this thing done and getting this kid into a uniform so he can play, and that's what he wanted to do. Good to see that.
Well, and there also seemed to be a feeling that he wanted to play a lot sooner than the other guy, too.
Yeah.
You know, and that was important, that the kid wanted to play and not be a crusader. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Up the middle. Counsell can't get it. A base hit for John Zuber. So Zuber with a pinch hit. The Phillies with a 1-out base runner, and that'll bring up Glanville.
That's one reason hitters like turf. You get this ball chopped up the middle, probably wouldn't, or at least would have a chance on grass. You get that turf and that sponginess to it, especially on a hot day. Counsell was not happy that he didn't come up with that, but I don't know how much of a chance he would have had with his momentum taking him away from first base.
Glanville takes it low. Doug was the first batter to face Edmondson when he came into the ball game in the 4th inning, and Edmondson walked him. That loaded the bases. Sefcik then was hit by a pitch and forced in a run. Batalica will be the 4th pitcher of the game for the Phillies as they're trying to keep it close in the bullpen and score some more runs. Inside, 2-0. Jim Leland getting his pen up now with 2 right-handers. That's Alfonseca on the right and Rob Stanifer on the left. Not seen Stanifer this weekend.
Guys off the bench have done a good job too.
Low, 3-0 to Glanville.
Today with Tomorrow getting the walk, Desi with the double, now Zuber with the leadoff single.
Yeah, and before it's over, the Phillies are going to use a lot of players again. When you're down 7-0 after 3. Almost hit it. Glanville walks for the 2nd time. And his walk number 2 issued by Edmondson, both to Glanville. And here's Sefcik, brushed by that pitch with the bases loaded. And picked up his 10th run batted in. He's been hit by a pitch 6 times this year. There's Jim Leland and Rick Doobie, his pitching coach, talking it over. He may have to use a few more arms before this game is finished. Sefcik is 0 for 2 today. Tries to check on a breaking ball and can't, and it's 0-1. See his average at 268. Started the game in right field against the left-hander, which means that Bobby Abreu is available off the bench today. 0-1 the count to Sefcik. Another slider. He gets that one over. He could get a breaking ball over to Glanville. Gets 2 over to Sefcik, and it's 0-2. Rolen the on-deck batter. Into the dirt. One ball and 2 strikes now on Sefcik. John Zuber at second base. Doug Glanville at first. Off the leg of the pitcher Edmondson. Zeal tries to get Zuber at third. He can't. Safe on an infield hit, and they're loaded again for Scott Rolen.
A good job by Zuber getting around to tag Zeal. It was his only chance, and Zuber has to kind of zigzag around him and does a good job. He gets that breaking ball. I tell you what, there's a good piece of hit to even reach that pitch. Edmondson might have had a chance at it. Kind of got in between hops on him. And see Zuber go right around Zeal and slide in there and hold the bag.
Bases loaded for Scott Rolen. The bases were loaded last time he came up, and he hit that ball up the middle. They turned into a double play. There he is with the bases loaded. Oh, an aggressive Swing and a miss on that first pitch on a breaking
I got a little carried away there because that breaking ball split the middle. Oof.
Well, if it had been a fastball, he might have done some damage. But Edmondson did not want to give in there with a fastball. Pitch to him, way outside. The Phillies with another chance to tie or go ahead. Bases loaded, one away for Scott Rolen. One of these days, he's going to pop one with the bases loaded. He has a 3-run homer today. 2-1. Rico Brony, the on-deck batter, and no left-hander up in the bullpen.
See Mike Redmond there raise his glove up, wanted a high fastball up high, try and get Scotty to chase something up there. Now he doesn't have that luxury.
Nope. He's behind in the count, 2-1. Started him with a slider. See if if he wants to come in with another one of those or challenge him. 2-1 pitch, and he steps off. Wants to think about it. There's your situation. Bases loaded with one away. Phil's trail by 1.
And they do not have a lefty up in the pen.
Right. They have 2 available, none of them up. Boy, he had a pitch to hit there.
Boy, didn't he?
Was that another breaking ball?
Yeah. And
it looked like a hanger.
A little bit. It was down a little bit, but started middle in and broke over the middle.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that was a hanger. Fly ball foul out of play down the right field line. We'll start all over. Happy number 83 today to Jim Scanzillo from Warminster. If he's watching this one, this is a heck of a ball game. Jim Leland takes a seat there next to your buddy Tommy Sant. You can attract him, I'll tell you. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rolen. The pitch. Fly ball shallow right field. Well, it's not that shallow. This should tie it up. Zuber tags. The throw is coming towards third. Glanville better make it. He does. And the run scored. Oh, boy. Boy, that was a good play by the right fielder, Kotze, because he throws to third, trying to get the runner going in there before the tying run scores.
And if he gets him, there's no run there.
So Scott Rolen delivers a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. And there are 2 outs, and we're tied at 7.
Kotze had a chance to back up on this ball, get under it, and then take a couple of steps in as he caught it, have his momentum going that way. Glanville just gets there.
Ooh. A little closer than you wanted on that play. First and third now and 2 outs for Rico. Brogna leading the Phillies in runs batted in with 74 of them. Today he's 0 for 3. That RBI for Scott Rolen is 73rd. So he's just 1 behind Brogna. Phillies finally come all the way back and tie this one. 7-7 here in the 6th inning. 2 outs. And a base hit left field. They'll take an 8-7 lead. Stopping at second is Sefcik, and Rico Brogna, who's had a huge series, knocks in another one.
Well, I think Rico was saying there, hey, Scotty, I'm not going to let you catch me in RBIs. He gets a fastball sinker, and I tell you, you see Rico Brogna take fastballs down, middle of the plate away, and go the other way with them, line drive after line drive.
Every time he's in a good groove with the bat, he smokes balls the other way.
Yep.
You know, he hit those 2 deep fly balls the other night, and that's always a sign that he's swinging well.
Yep.
Jeffries the batter. Line drive, base hit, right field. Another run's going to score. Here comes Sefcik, and it will make it 9-7 on a base hit by Jeffries, his 3rd straight hit, and the Phillies have a 2-run lead here in the 6th.
Chipping away, boys.
You saw it coming, didn't you?
Here comes Jim Leland. He's seen enough.
Yep, he's going to make a pitching change as Edmondson not able to get through the 6th inning. There's the base hit by Jeffries, knocking in his 43rd run of the year, his first of this game.
Kotze makes a strong throw, but there's just too much speed. Sefcik running. He's got it, going hard all the way.
Pitching change for the Florida Marlins. They're going to bring in right-hander Rob Stanifer. Edmondson will leave. Jim Leland waiting for the new pitcher. Phils with a 2-run lead. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Abreu will come into play right field. Phillies lead by 2-9-7. Abreu will hit where he pinch hit in the 9 spot, and the new pitcher will be Mark Leiter. Leiter will hit in the number 2 spot, vacated by Kevin Sepsic. And Leiter will be called upon to try to pitch 2 innings in this game and stave off the Florida Marlins. Phillies holding a 2-run lead. Leiter is appearing in his 47th game. He's won 4, lost 2, saved 20. A 3.32 ERA, 59 2/3 innings, 46 hits and 22 earned runs. He has struck out 56 while walking 30. Opponents are hitting .221 against him. You see the right-handers, they really struggle against Leiter. Leiter's throwing his fastball well all year to go along with the slider and the splitter. Pico Energy Power Rankings. Mark McGwire with 43 still on top. Sammy Sosa's hit his 38th today for the Chicago Cubs. American League, Junior Griffey with 40 and Rafael Palmeiro with 33. Todd Zeile has hit a home run today. He is 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer, a single, and he is struck out. Ricky Bottalico, 1 inning, 3 up and 3 down, and now it's in the hands of Leiter. He delivers high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Todd Zeile. Popped him up, foul. It's going to come out of play back behind the screen.
We talked all weekend about the Phillies and their resiliency and the way they've been able to play. We have to give Florida some credit. Terry Francona said that about them the other day. The way they hung into that doubleheader yesterday, and you know, you never count them out either. They for a young team, they play pretty well.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
And probably a lot of the reasons because of him.
Jim Leland. They are the youngest team, everyday players in the National League. The Phillies the 3rd youngest. Montreal is 2nd. Two and 2 the count. Full count to Zeile. With Floyd waiting on deck. Line drive into right field. Abreu coming, makes the catch at his knees. 1 down.
Bobby got a little bit of a late start on that one, but he's very athletic and still was able to come on. As he froze for just a split second, almost cost him, made the play. That's a big out to get there when your guy has to go 2 innings for you. Love to get that first out.
Here's Cliff Floyd. He has grounded out, been safe on an error, and lined out to left field. 9-7 Phillies lead. We're in the 8th inning. 1 strike to Floyd. Fouls it out of play down the 3rd base side. Leiter has the jump on him. No balls and 2 strikes. Coming in 2 to Cliff Floyd with 1 down.
Delay gave him a real high target that time, indicating that he wanted a high pitch and up and in to Floyd, because they try to get up and in and over his hands if at all possible. He's a good low ball hitter.
Chop to first base. Rico Brogna underhands. 2 lighter covering. 2 down here in the 8th. It'll bring up Derek Lee. Tuesday, July 28th, when the Phillies take on the Dodgers. It's coming Tuesday at 7:35. Great baseball with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it's Dollar Dog Night. Hot dogs for $1 for all fans this Tuesday night. Order your tickets by calling 215-463-1000. When you call that number, ask about the phone center special. Or you can order online at Phillies.com. Derek Lee has singled twice and grounded out. This guy just wears the Phillies out. Derek Lee gets his 3rd hit of the ball game. Came into the game hitting .407 against Phillies pitching. 4 of his 11 home runs against the Phillies. And he has 3 hits today.
Came into the series batting .217 overall. Got a high fastball there and just got all over it. Well, look at it this way. You get Counsell up now, so he's not leading off the 9th and walking.
Counsell has singled in 3 at-bats. Needs a foul down the first base side.
Phillies with a 2-run lead have Rico Brogna playing the line and back off Lee a little bit. They're not that concerned about Derek Lee, but they want to take the line away from Counsell. Any kind of extra base hit, so you see the first baseman where they have him positioned.
Splitter, 0-2 the count to Craig Counsell. Phil's leading 9-7. We are in the 8th inning. Blown away, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Boom, another splitter that time, and that one just dove down and away from Counsell. This guy made their team last year. I mean, he was the last piece in the puzzle.
Yeah, he really was. Big trade they made with Colorado, getting him for pitcher Mark Hutton. He sends it to deep right center field, and this ball takes 1 hop and off the fence. A run's going to score, and Counsell's going to get a triple on it. It's now a 9-8 ball game. So Counsell triples in a run. Another guy that has worn out the Phillies, Craig Counsell, and the Phils' lead is now down to a run with a tying run at 3rd base.
And they're going to bring Ryan Jackson up to pinch hit, too. That pitch was down and away from him. He went down and got it up in the air to right center field. So Counsell and Derek Lee just wear the Phillies out. And you just had a feeling these guys weren't going to go quietly either, because they haven't all weekend.
Ryan Jackson batting for Mike Redmond. Evidently Zahn's ankle is better, so he'd be able to catch.
He was out running around a little bit before the game today, so they obviously have decided that they can use him. Yesterday they knew they couldn't, and the Phillies knew that, and that's why they had an intentional walk in front of Dempster.
Ryan Jackson hitting at .247. 3 for 13 as a pinch hitter. Estelea calls time, trots out to talk to Mark Leiter.
Been a tough weekend series here with these two teams. They really stayed after each other. That summed it up.
Greg Zahn has moved into the on-deck circle.
Yeah, it's a pitcher spot.
1-0 to Jackson. Beats the ball foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Jackson. Duke University product. Low, 2-1. Balls and 2 strikes.
Good backdoor breaking ball that time from Leiter. He's throwing a lot of splits in this inning. And this is one of the better breaking balls he's thrown. He really freezes a left-handed batter. He thinks it's outside, right over the outside corner.
Oh, the ball gets away from Estalella. Scoring the tying run is Craig Counsell. We are tied at 9-9. It'll probably be a pass ball. It was wide, but should have been caught.
Miguel was right in his glove and popped out of it. What a series this. Unbelievable. It looked like a fastball away, and he just missed it.
So it'll be a pass ball, but the tying run scores. It's 9-9. Full count to Jackson. He rips one to right, but right at Bobby Abreu, and that will retire the side, but not before the Marlins tie it with 2 runs, 2 hits. 1 will be earned, 1 unearned. No errors and none left. We go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 9. Bottom half of the 9th inning, we are tied at 9-9, and leading it off for the Phils will be Bobby Abreu, to be followed by Doug Glanville, and then a pinch hitter for Mark Leiter. Wayne Gomes is up in the Phillies bullpen. He had been up earlier, and then they went to Leiter for 2 innings. Here's Gomes. Kevin Jordan ready to come in as a pinch hitter. 1 strike to Abreu, who has singled in his only at bat as a pinch hitter. How about the Phillies pinch hitters today? Ruben Amaro walked, Desi Relaford doubled, John Zuber singled, Bobby Abreu singled.
So you're looking for big things from Kevin Jordan, is what you're saying.
That is correct.
I follow you, you know, after all these years.
That is correct. There he is. He's going to be the man of the hour. 0-2 here to Abreu.
Tomorrow he was used up early. He was used in the 3rd inning.
Struck him out with a splitter, so Abreu's down 1 away. And it'll bring on Doug Glanville.
Fonseca has good stuff. I mean, he's a guy that's a little bit of a mystery to them because he's not more consistent. But he throws hard, and he has that hard splitter.
Here's Glanville. He's been on base 4 of the 5 times up, has struck out, singled, and walked 3 times in a row. And he rips a base hit to right center field, his 2nd hit of the ball game. So Glanville is a 1-out base runner. Now here's Kevin Jordan to pinch hit for Leiter. Now you have an interesting situation. Glanville with 18 stolen bases. He's only been thrown out 3 times. Fonseca is not real good at holding runners on.
Well, you put him on his own and basically let him decide. Unless you just get to a count as a manager, you get to a count, you just feel good, and you think, well, I'm going to make him go and see what happens. Most of the time, managers put base runners, as you see his pinch hitting numbers, put base runners on their own and let them decide. They don't usually give them a steal. What you'll see 99% of the time is a manager will give a don't steal.
Son, the catcher, has thrown out 24% of base stealers. Not a real good percentage.
Well, I'll guarantee you, Glanville's thinking about running.
He was trying to end the game.
Yeah, he got a first ball fastball, and he got out front, but too far out front. Now, Fonseca, what he did well there was slide step. You know, he's a big guy who throws hard and down a lot. Zahn not that good a throwing catcher, but you can accomplish a lot when your pitcher will take that slide step he just took. it'll stop a runner. And he holds the ball a lot and steps off, too. I mean, that's the way he's going to do it. I don't think he has a real good move to first, but by holding the ball, stepping off in a slide step, he has a chance to keep a runner over there.
Line drive off the tip of over the glove of Renteria. Glanville's going to head for third, going to second base. Kevin Jordan a double, and the Phillies have runners at second and third. Yet another pinch hit for the Fighting Phils.
Yeah, that ball looked like it should have been caught too by Renteria. Renteria's had a strange game. I think Jim Leland feels that way too. Now they're going to walk Rolen and take their chances with Bronya. Well, let's see if maybe Renteria has a chance to catch. That ball is smoked by Kevin Jordan. And I couldn't tell it, but I think he should have caught that ball. Now Glanville was a little cautious going into second, and then saw how deep the outfielders were they were protecting against an extra base hit, and then he saw he could go to third.
Kind of interesting that they walked Rolen to bring up a left-hand hitter, but they're setting up a double play situation.
Right. Yeah, it's not like he's doing this to bring in Heredia, the other left-hander that he has, because he's not even up.
So Scott Rolen will get the intentional walk. This will load the bases for Rico Bronya. Jim Leland coming out. He's going to tell his infield how he wants them to play.
Now watch what I was talking about with Doug. See, Doug Glanville's going to go cautiously towards second. He has to make sure the ball's not caught. That's first. See, now he goes back. Now see, he's going cautiously there. Now he picks up how deep those outfielders are, and he steams over to third, and then that sets everything up for you. So they have to bring everybody in, or whatever defense Jim Leland's going to do after walking the bases loaded. But he just, he had a retreat because it looked like Renteria was going to catch that ball.
So the Phils trying to end this game right here in the ninth inning. Bases loaded, one out for Rico Bronya. Bronya's 2 for 5 this afternoon.
It's almost fitting that the last game of this series does this after the first three.
Here's Rico. Won the second game of the doubleheader in the 12th inning on Friday night.
They're playing double play depth.
Double play depth in the outfield in. One strike to Bronya.
They did this the other night when Parent batted and got away with it and got a double play ball. They're doing it again here with Bronya, figuring that if he hits it hard in the infield, they're going to get a double play and get out of this.
Glanville at third. He's the one that counts. They're loaded with Phils with one down here in the bottom of the ninth. High fly ball. Now that's not real deep. Floyd is lining it up. He makes the catch. Here comes Glanville. The throw to the plate. Doug safe. Game over. Phils win by a score of 10-9. Sacrifice fly by Rico Bronya, and the Phillies have their 32nd comeback win of the year. This one a 10-9 final as Bronya got it deep enough to get Doug Glanville home for the third time in the ballgame. Glanville scores, and the Phils have won it 10-9 here at Veterans Stadium.
A lot of things contributed to John Vukovich having to send him there. I mean, number one being he has a good runner. The other thing is the Phillies have pitching problems right now. If this game goes any further, and then you were going to put it up to Jeffries with 2 outs, and that was deep enough to Floyd, who does not have a real good arm, that you have to take a chance there. And Vukovich, of all people, is going to take a chance, especially with the kind of runner that he had and the bullpen problems that they were in.
Our Budweiser play of the game, Rico Bronya with the bases loaded.
And as you described it, it was shallow. I mean, you saw Rico's expression when he hit it. He didn't think it was deep enough. But Floyd does not get under this ball and get behind it real well, and as a result, that throw tails a little bit. And Doug Glanville actually beats it pretty easily, even though there's a collision with the plates on. Didn't give much to slide at. They had to go there.
So the Fightins come back, a 32nd comeback win this year. Coming back today from a 7-0 deficit, Phillies win by a score of 10-9 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Good work by the bullpen, and we'll be back with more from Veterans Stadium right after these. Where the